Mystery solved. In this ukulele video, I'm going to give you 5 tips that are going to help you play chords. All right. Well, first of all, hi, I'm Terry Carter. Welcome to ukelikethepros. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification. That way you'll stay up to date on the lessons and the reviews that we do here on the ukulele. We also do baritone and guitarlele, as well as some guitar over on my Rock Like the Pros channel. And if you're on Instagram, please find me over there at Uke Like the Pros. So one of the biggest things that ukulele players struggle with is chords. How do you play them properly? How do you switch chords? I'm going to give you 5 tips in this video that are going to help you master chords. By the way, I decided to use this absolutely gorgeous Rails Creation spalted mango replica or signature tenor ukulele. This one's called Spalted Spike. It is available at my store. That's store.ukelikethepros.com, the #1 online store for your ukuleles. All right, so let me give you a couple of tips. We're going to grab a couple simple chords here. Let's just grab this C chord. We'll start off here. Real simple, and then we'll add a little bit harder one. First tip here. Play on your fingertips. You have to play on your fingertips. So when you play on your fingertips, notice what happens to your finger, right? Puts it in a nice position. Now, what I mean fingertips, I mean here as opposed to the pad of the finger. When you play on the pad of your finger, notice what happens. You have more tendency, especially when you're doing a harder chord, to not get that clear sound. So you play on your fingertip. That's tip 1. Tip number 2, and this is going to happen naturally. As you play on your fingertips, notice what's going to happen to your knuckle. Nice, rounded knuckles. Each knuckle is bent. So that's the C chord. If I go to the G chord, notice the same thing. Playing on my fingertips gives you that nice, rounded knuckles. All right, that's tip number 2, the knuckles. Now, the next thing is your wrist. I see so many people not only in a bad position like this, notice this. Look at my wrist here. Look at my wrist here. This is a bad position right here. You don't want this at all, okay? That's going to put a lot of strain on. You want more like this. When you play with that nice, relaxed wrist, it's just going to give you those nice, easy chords. It's also going to help you not choke the ukulele neck, but also switch chords a lot faster with that relaxed position. All right, so that's tip number 3, relaxed wrist. Tip number 4, memorize. So this one, I don't have to show you anything. Just memorize these chords. Trust me on this. Do whatever you have to do. It doesn't matter if it's your first chord, your C chord, or a more difficult chord like a F6 chord. But get these things memorized. When you're going to start switching and playing songs, that will help you. All right, so that's tip number 4, is memorize the chords. Now, here's your last tip here. And this works whether you're just playing one chord or if you're doing a progression. As you switch chords, always form the chord above the fretboard before you place it down. So for example, well, C chord's pretty easy, just one finger. But when I go to this G7 chord, notice what's happening. See, when I lift up, right before I press down, notice all my fingers are already in the position of the G7, and then I just place them down, okay? Now that's gonna happen over time because at first you're probably gonna do one finger at a time to try to get it, but over time, you get all the fingers moving together, you place them down. It doesn't matter what your progression is that you're doing, something standard like that, or even when you get more complicated like, notice I'm forming those chords right over the neck. All right, so that's tip number 5, which is get those chords, form those chord shapes right before you press down. All right, so those 5 tips, I guarantee if you can get those down, that's going to help you play nicer chords, better sounding chords. It's going to be easier. You're going to avoid injury. It's going to make you chord changing a lot easier and faster. That way, when you can start playing your favorite songs, you're going to master them. You're going to knock them out of the ballpark. So anyway, those are your 5 tips. Hopefully you got something out of it. Practice these things. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you like this video. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you next time.